Yeah. Okay, real quick. I wanted to, for one, test this out and see and try to share some tips about backing, straight backing, really. So I know there's a lot of different tips and tricks out there. Um, but what I tell my students is that there is no right way to do it. Everybody has their own way. So, me as a CDL instructor and everybody else, the CDL instructors, driver trainers, whoever you go with, they will all teach you their own way because that's kind of the way that they was taught. But there is no right way to do it. Best part about being a truck driver is everybody has their own way. Okay, so for me, the way that I was taught is if you were trying to maneuver your trailer one way or the other, of course you have to turn the opposite direction, right? It's easier said than done. A lot of people get confused by it because they still think of their car and they still try to back up like they're in their car. So for me, the way that I was taught is I was taught to put my hand on top of my steering wheel, like how most people would say. You will find on YouTube is think of your steering wheel as a clock. You have your 12 o'clock, 3, 6, 9. Okay. Me, I was always taught whichever mirror that I look out of, I put my opposite hand on the steering wheel. So then that way that lets me know that since I'm looking to my left, I put my right hand on the steering wheel. So that means I know I need to turn right, and vice versa. If I'm looking to my right, I put my opposite hand on my steering wheel, which is my left. So that way that lets me know that I need to turn to my left. Okay. That's how I was taught. The way my sister was taught, she was taught the same way, but hers was a little bit altered. So for her, she put both hands, I'm using my other hand, but she puts both hands on the steering wheel. And whatever mirror she looks out of, she takes that hand off of the steering wheel, which will of course leave the right hand. Or if she's looking to her right, she will take her right hand off the steering wheel, which would only leave her left. Okay. Um, that's one way of thinking of it. Another way to think of it is use your thumb, pinky. Okay, your thumb is your trailer, your pinky is your steering wheel. Okay, whichever way you need your thumb to go. So if I need my trailer to go to my left, that means I need to turn my steering wheel or my pinky to the right, and vice versa. If I need my trailer to go to my right, then I need to turn my steering wheel to the left. Um, or of course the like I said, the easier one is if you need a trailer to go one way, turn the other way. Okay. But like I said, at the end of the day, you have to figure out whatever your way is of remembering it. I've had one student said, well, she thinks of it like a whip. I don't know how she thought of it like a whip, but I mean that's what worked for her. um, I've had some students think of the bottle cap, the open your cap, close your cap. Um, if you're opening it, of course you're turning your wheel to your right, or you're turning the cap to the you're turning your cap to the left to open up your bottle cap. Or if you need to close that cap, you're turning your bottle cap to your right. Same thing with your trailer. Um, I've also had students to where they will put their hand at the bottom of the steering wheel. So if they need their trailer to go to the left, then they will turn the bottom of the steering wheel towards that problem. Or if they need to go to the right, they'll turn that wheel towards that problem. Okay. So after you do that, you have to fix the problem that you just caused. Okay. To fix that problem, you turn towards your problem, right? But I've had students, I will always ask my students what side do they feel like their problem is. So like for instance, if they see the back of their trailer is going to the left, but they see the front of their trailer going to the right, I would usually ask them, where's their problem? Okay. I've had students say that their right side is the problem because they can't see anything. Okay. I've also had students say that the left side is the problem, which is usually the normal truck driver way, is wherever the back of your trailer is, that's where your problem is. But there's a few that will say the front of their trailer is a problem. Okay. So my trick to that is if you don't see nothing over here, then that's somebody else's problem. And I turn away from that problem, which would be to my left. Or vice versa. If I see the front of my trailer over here and I see the back of my trailer over there, I'm turning away from my problem because that's somebody else's problem, which will end up with me turning to my right. So, like I said, all in all, everybody kind of has their own way of everybody has their own way of maneuvering their trailer. The hardest part about straight backing is that we can't teach you hand-eye coordination or reaction times. Okay, we can give you the tools, like I can give you all the tools to the trade, but if your reaction time is off, like if you're just watching your trailer go into a jackknife, I can't help you with that, or no instructor can really help you with that. You just have to hone in on your reaction time. Or if you're still getting confused as the left is right, the right is left, again, we can't really help with that. We can only give you the tools to that trade. Okay, so like I said, you just have to find your own way. So if you have to go on YouTube to look up videos, or if you have to go on Instagram, TikTok, ask other drivers, whatever, whatever you got to do to get that aha moment, cool. But then once you get it, everything else, all of your other backing stuff, like here we do our offsets and we do our parallels, all that stuff's going to fall into place, and all that stuff is going to be easy. But the hardest thing to really grasp is your straight back. Okay, once you pass your straight back, everything else will work. Okay, so I just wanted to share this information. Eventually I want to try to throw in more videos, more instruction videos coming from an actual instructor instead of coming from a driver, because of course, like, drivers are good on explaining stuff, but of course they're explaining it their own way and they're not really kind of breaking it down, or they are, but again, it's only breaking it down to the way that they learned or the way that they was taught. So but yeah, so I just want to try that out and see how this works.